Hello friends and welcome to another session of English literature. So friends, as you can see in the screen that today's topic of discussion is Castle of Otranto by Horace Walpole. Not only this but also in this session I'm going to discuss what is Gothic novel and of course the characteristics of a Gothic novel as per Castle of Otranto. So without wasting any time, let's start. So at first we have to know that what is Gothic novel or what is this genre of Gothic novel. When did it start? So Gothic novel is a literary genre or genre that was popular in the 18th to early 19th centuries. Unlike the other genres of novels, the Gothic novels are characterized by an atmosphere of mystery and horror and having a pseudo-medieval setting. So in this genre of novel means in Gothic novels, there is a terrifying blending of both fictional elements and horror, with the romance thrown in it. So it means that in Gothic novels we find the elements of horror, we find the elements of romance, and we find medieval setting. So now we have to know about the elements of Gothic novel. So the elements of mystery, doom, decay, old mansions with ghosts, madness, hereditary curses, and the things that are connected with horror, with ghosts, with medieval setting, they are found in Gothic novels. So in a word, it can be said that Gothic novel is a terrifying blend of fiction and horror with a little romance thrown in it, as I said before. So now we have to know that why Castle of Otranto by Horace Walpole is called a Gothic novel, and what are the characteristics of Gothic novel as shown in the Castle of Otranto by Horace Walpole. So Horace Walpole's novel The Castle of Otranto is generally regarded as the first Gothic novel as well as the founding father of this genre of novel. In the second edition of Castle of Otranto, Walpole applied the word Gothic to the novel in the subtitle A Gothic Story. So the term Gothic originally as a term belittling the medieval architecture and art which was dark, decaying and dismal. So Gothic novel as a mode of narrative fiction refers to a style of writing that is characterized by elements of fear, humor, death, gloom and romantic elements such as nature, individuality and very high emotion. So in Gothic novel we have seen both the elements of horror and the elements of romance. In this context, Alfred Longueville in The Word Gothic in 18th century criticism said that Walpole's The Castle of Otranto and Clara Reeves' The Old English Baron were literary Gothic stories in the second sense of the word Gothic. The term Gothic itself became at last a literary term. Post-dating the chief Gothic romancers Walpole, Lewis and Radcliffe, who never used the adjective except the medieval connotation. So friends like Horace Walpole, Clara Reeve, Lewis and Anne Radcliffe, they are also Gothic novelists. So here one important thing we have to remember is that Castle of Otranto is called as the first Gothic novel. So Horace Walpole's Castle of Otranto initiated a literary genre which would be extremely popular in the later 18th and early 19th centuries with authors such as Clara Reeve, Anne Radcliffe, Mary Shelley, Bram Stoker, William Thomas Beckford, M.G. Lewis, etc. So Clara Reeve's Gothic novel was The Old English Baron, Anne Radcliffe's Gothic novel was The Mysteries of Udolpho, Mary Shelley's Gothic novel or a kind of science fiction was Frankenstein, and Bram Stoker's Gothic novel was Dracula, and then William Thomas Beckford's Gothic novels was Gothic, and then M.G. Lewis's Gothic novel was The Monk. Clara Reeve admits in her preface to The Old English Baron that this story means the story of the Old English Baron is the literary offspring of the Castle of Otranto. So in the Castle of Otranto, Horace Walpole uses a number of literary devices to create his tale full of horror and suspense. In the novel, he attempts to combine the old romances with the new romances. The old romance greatly focuses on the supernatural and the fantastic, whereas the new romance is more down to earth. Walpole says that history in general is a romance that is believed. Romance is a history that is not believed. So this quotation is said by Walpole in a letter to Robert Henry. So in combining the two elements means the old romance with the new romance, Walpole is able to present ordinary characters working amidst extraordinary situations. So as the Castle of Otranto is called the first Gothic novel, that's why Castle of Otranto was the originator of the many of the distinctive features that have pertained throughout the history of this Gothic genre. So now we have to know about the characteristics or features of Gothic novel as noted in the Castle of Otranto. Okay, so at first we have setting in a castle. So setting in a castle or an old decaying mansion is quite important for a Gothic novel in order to arouse the feeling of horror. Then we have secondly the atmosphere of mystery and suspense. So an atmosphere of mystery and suspense is pertained all through the novel. Okay, so then we have an ancient prophecy or curse. So as in Castle of Otranto, we find about a curse that was entailed upon Manfred, who was the usurper of Otranto Castle. So likewise this, in other Gothic novels, we will find an ancient prophecy or curse. Okay, then we have supernatural events, then we have high and overwrought emotion, and then the most important thing that we will find in the Gothic novels, which is that women in distress and saved by the hero, and women threatened by a tyrannical or powerful male character. Then we have the imagery of gloom and terror, and then the vocabulary of Gothic. Vocabulary of Gothic means using of such words that will make the narration of the novel fearful. Okay, then there is also have the theme of vision, the theme of double, and the theme of escapes are found in the Castle of Otranto, which is called a kind of founding father of Gothic novels or the genre of Gothic novels. Okay, and all these characteristics are found in Gothic novels. So that's it, and thank you so very much for watching. And if you have any queries about a topic of English literature, then please drop your valuable comments so that I can make a video of it. So bye for now, see you in the next session very soon.